And we are live on Facebook. Oh, Facebook. Damn it. I hate Facebook.
YouTube. Live on YouTube.
YouTube.
There'd be a way to be live on Facebook.
We can't be live on Facebook. Somebody got his ass kicked off.
Mm-hmm.
Damn you, Joe.
Nice try. Nice try.
All right. You ready, boys?
Ready.
Yep. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello and welcome to the Freemasons podcast with your hosts, Right Worshipful Brother George Mudry,
Brother Joe,
and Worshipful Brother Ken.
And with us tonight, Brother Daniel Osburn. Now, is it Daniel, Danny, Dan? What do you go by?
Anything but late for dinner, brother. Dan, Danny, Daniel, doesn't matter.
It's a Mason right there.
All right.
Always about the food.
So we can't do likes, obviously. I'm going to have to put you to likes.
We can do likes. I saved them before.
You did.
I pulled them up and saved them on a photo.
Let's listen to you butcher names then.
Yeah, watch this.
New likes on Facebook.
New likes on Facebook.
Perfect pronunciation.
There weren't too many new likes. I believe we left off with Matt Goldswizzle. I do remember his name and really liking it. So after Matt Goldswizzle, we have Andrew Martins, Walter J. Crow, Jason Bochanowski, Charles Bauer, Evan Lee, Shasta Cook, and my brother, Tony Zanino.
Oh. You got a softball. That's so unfair. You got softball.
I got Bochanowski.
Bochanowski's Polish. It's not that hard.
Would he have gotten Bochanowski at
No, I wouldn't have even gotten that.
Let me see that.
It's a tough one.
You would not have gotten that one.
No. All right. I'll give you that one.
Guess he's doing likes from now on.
And it's just a matter of, even if it's wrong, say it with confidence. People think it's right.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
It might be Bosinowski.
All right. You read him? You lead it.
All right.
And Brother Danny, you're more than welcome to join us in our Masonic
Charging
toast.
the line the cannons.
It's partial Masonic toast.
Like
It's
water?
amended for the podcast.
I'm going to have a fake.
So we don't get Grand Lodge just screaming and yelling at us.
Brothers, right hand to arms.
To arms.
Ready. Aim. Fire, good fire, fire all. Together, brothers.
Vivat, vivat, vivat. Charging the line, and boys, got one more to do.
Oh, now I really need to charge this.
Yes, you do.
Hang on.
Charging it with beer. It's disgusting. You ever done a shot of beer?
Yes, I have several times.
It's gross. We have a new review on Apple iTunes. And you guys will like this one. This is a good one. And actually, Brother Danny, you'll enjoy this one too.
All right.
So, new 5-star review.
Oh, 5-star.
5-star. Amazing.
Out of 5, though, right?
2 exclamation points. 5 out of 5.
Okay, just making sure.
Was it all in caps?
It was not all in caps.
Okay. That's okay, though.
It's all right, though.
Yeah,
it's
it's okay.
By Skeeter Jerkins.
All right. Thank you, Skeeter.
So that's funny part number 1. But here's what he writes.
Is this a real person?
ABOZ.
Okay. There it is.
Words only Masons would understand.
We can't go over that line, but we'll go right up to it.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. I'm sure Mason, you'll know what we're talking about. So, to Skeeter Jenkins, or Jerkins, I think it's Jerkins. I don't know. I'm uncomfortable even saying
Brother
it.
Skeeter
Brother
Jerkins.
Ken, lead it.
All right. To you, Brother Skeeter Jerkins. Brethren, right hands arms.
2 arms.
Ready. Aim. Fire, good fire, fire all. Oh, God. Together, brethren.
Vivat, vivat, vivat. Poor Ken.
Oh, that was a rough one.
You shouldn't have drank that. It's going to be heartburn for the rest of the night. So, Brother Danny, we got something up here called George Dickel. It's like, I don't know what it is. Like a whiskey, bourbon? What is it?
It's a whiskey, Tennessee whiskey, but it's not a
poison.
higher end.
It's freaking poison.
And Ken, I believe, had Canadian Club.
Yeah, but this glass isn't clean either, so God only
It is now.
It is now.
Adjusted, yeah.
It is now. You're good.
So is my digestive tract.
Anything over 70, you're good.
So, Brother Danny, what kind of jersey is that there? Is that an old school Seattle Seahawks jersey?
It's one of the new Seahawks jerseys, yeah.
Oh, it's a new one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. I thought you were going old school Steve Largent there in my
Oh, no.
small screen.
No, not yet.
Now
I'm actually spoiled. My wife had this custom made for me. It's got my last name on the back of it.
Nice. Nice.
I think I got a couple of your boys on my fantasy team, so pray for me.
Oh,
there you go. Awesome.
Guess who's playing?
May God be with you.
No. Don't bless him. Don't bless him.
Week one, I'm up against George here.
Yeah. And George is whooping his ass right now.
So far.
Projections aren't looking so good for Brother Ken.
It's okay.
Actually, I like the whole projected who's going to win thing where it's like a 82, 83. He's at 18, I think, right now.
Like that.
Projected to win.
But it can change. Projections can change.
Yeah. Statistics.
I have to give credit where credit's due, though. The best color rush jersey in the entire NFL is the Seattle Seahawks.
That highlighter.
That highlighter color. That is
they do.
awesome. They got probably the best one. So,
Yep.
All right, Brother Danny. So let's get into it. First thing I always ask, what got you into Freemasonry and how did you get in?
So I got in by talking to a couple of what I, at the time, didn't know were brothers from a local Marysville lodge in Washington State. They were tenants of mine because I was doing self-storage management at the time. And I was like, hey, how do you get in? How do you be one? And they said, come down to dinner, and if everything works out great, then we'll give you a petition and everything will be right as rain.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I came to be a Freemason.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody in your family a Mason, as far as you know?
As far as I know, there's no family history. I've always tried to ask aunts and uncles, grandma, see if there's any Freemasons, but so far I haven't found anything. Doesn't mean that there isn't necessarily anyone, but not to my knowledge.
Hey, first generation Mason. Nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
So you petitioned to what lodge do you belong to?
It's Marysville. It's Crystal Lodge 122 in Marysville, Washington.
Very cool. So what was your interest in Freemasonry, or was it kind of like, hey, I think you'd be a good Mason? Or is it something that, you'd seen? Again, I always make the comment, I'm a History Channel baby. That's what turned me onto it.
Right.
Joe, I think, was Mr. Charity.
Could say that, yeah.
I always wanted to be a part of something larger than myself. I always wanted to be in a room of like-minded men and just have some good conversations, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I never felt like a church was a good fit for me. I just wasn't comfortable.
Joe doesn't have a soul. It's neither for him either.
That's good. They threw me out.
He's a ginger, so
They threw me out.
So, but when I started being a part of the lodge, it just felt like home. It was comfortable pretty much right off the bat. All the brothers were very welcoming. They were very genuine, and that's what I loved about it.
So you got obviously you made it into lodge. You took your first. You took your first degree, and I asked this to everybody because I think it's hilarious to hear the different stories. You're sitting in the anteroom, and they say those magical words: "Change your clothes." What are you thinking? And the reason why, again, I just want to be clear. The reason why I ask this because we have a lot of people who are non-Masons who are looking to join Freemasonry, and it could be very intimidating when you first get told to change clothing, if you will, especially around a bunch of guys that you don't know. So what was going through your head at this point?
What did I get myself into? Was my first reaction. I wasn't sure what to expect. I wanted to read that book that's always out that everybody always points you towards, the Freemasonry for Dummies.
Yep.
But I wanted it to be a complete surprise as to what was going to happen. And it was great. I mean, I didn't think after the first comment was, well, you kind of need to change clothes first. I'm like, hey guys, what are we doing here?
Right. Right.
So that was the first thought.
So
I absolutely love it.
So you get into the lodge, and you now become a member of your lodge here. You eventually go through and become Master Mason, all that stuff. What particular chairs do you hold, if any?
So the last chair I held before I moved to North Idaho was Senior Deacon.
Mm-hmm.
And I absolutely love that chair. I love the degrees. I love the floor work. I love bringing new brothers in and doing the apron lecture and the G lecture, and it's one of my favorite things.
Right.
So,
and you now going to be joining a new lodge in Idaho now that you've moved, or are you still partial to your own?
I'm hoping to petition Rathdrum 41 is the new lodge. So,
very cool. And what lodge, you going to demit out of your own lodge, or are you going to keep it, or? Because the reason why I ask is
keeping it.
Yeah, we have a lot of members here at Morningstar Lodge who are in Florida, and every January I get just all kinds of Florida mail, if you know what I mean.
You never really want to leave your home lodge, I don't think. Like if you join another lodge I affiliated here, I wouldn't switch lodges unless there was a really, really compelling reason to do so, because that's where you were raised.
Yeah, your mother lodge will always be your mother lodge.
Mm. Yep. All right, so something you're doing in your lodge right now. Rafferty, actually, we have a group meet between us, podcast guys, and you've obviously talked to the Mountain Rafferty. He's big as a house. But he put up a picture of a beautiful coin. Actually, I wish I had the photo. I can stick it in the corner of our screen here, but I'll put it up, Joe, and you can throw it up on the podcast Facebook page later.
I can do that right now.
And it's some. There he goes. He put it right in the camera. Look at that, beautiful.
There you go.
And there's the challenge coin that you created or your lodge created.
No, the lodge created. It was actually the brainchild behind the coin was actually brother. I have to give credit where it's due. Brother Damian Steffen, and he was kind of the guy who was the front runner for us and went out and founded a group, if you will, to have it minted and brought it to the attention of the lodge and said, "Hey, brothers, this is something we can do." And it was just circulating around the lodge at first, So that's where this started, and all of us brothers love this thing. It's great.
So we always make the joke here that there's two forms of we'll call it Masonic crack cocaine. It's lapel pins and challenge coins. Yeah. So everybody's got their own thing. Most Masons like getting the lapel pins because lapel pins are small. You can carry, you wear your lapel pins, whatever, but they collect them. But challenge coins are a little bit more higher end, I guess.
You can only carry one at a time.
More and more as well.
Yeah. So you guys created this coin for your challenge coin for your lodge, but now I see that you are going to be you have them. You're kind of selling them to other Masons to help out with this whole COVID thing. I would have to say Masonic lodges across the country have taken a major hit from this COVID stuff. We actually had a conversation about brothers paying dues and stuff like that, or not paying dues because they feel like they're not getting anything out of it, which was a relatively back and forth discussion. I don't know if we did it online or we did it live or we did it just amongst us.
I think we did it on the air.
I can't remember.
Pretty sure we did.
We talk a lot.
It's all a blur. We do talk a lot.
No, I think we do. I think we talked about it during like the Bohemian Grove episode or something.
I think so too.
Tangent. Yeah.
But I think the coin you got is beautiful. I love challenge coins. Dennis Burns, he makes his own and everything. So, and they're always cool to look at, the different designs and the different type of thought process that goes into making coins. Realistically, their own, and when you get something of that, from somebody else who's come up with a challenge coin, it's like, it's a piece of someone else's history. Challenge coin I got from Ken is, awesome. The first time he came up to the podcast, it's the Mattatuck Museum challenge coin.
Oh yeah,
and it's all bronze or whatever.
But yeah, I think it's brass.
Brass, yeah.
Because Waterbury's the brass city, so I think they had them struck from brass as a result. Yeah, cool.
Brothers, I'd like to back up for a quick second here, if I may. I need to put in another piece of information about this challenge coin.
Absolutely.
So the other brother that was a part of this coin, who actually made the front of the coin, was Brother Keith Bailey. He's actually a tattoo artist right there in Marysville.
Oh, wow.
And he was the one that came up with the front of the design of it. So I want to give a shout out to him as well.
Absolutely. So a couple of questions. I'm just going to bring up the coin so I can kind of look at it on my thing, because I got like 15 screens going in front of the idiot box in front of me. But just looking at this coin,
appropriately named as well.
Yeah. Good call.
Nicely done. So you have Crystal Lodge, obviously 122 on the bottom. Marysville, is that? I see that it's a water tower. I'm assuming that's something that's I don't know what's the word. Significant to Marysville. Like that's. I just think of like the giant orange in was it House of Cards? The giant orange water tower, like that Georgia, was Georgia or whatever it was.
It's probably a peach. Just saying.
It was a peach.
It was a peach. All right. I see what you're doing here. All right, we're gonna have this type of freaking. All right, but next question is: you have a strawberry in here. Can we confirm that this is a strawberry, please?
It looks like a strawberry.
Okay.
To me, yes.
What's the
watermelon?
What's the significance of the strawberry?
So the strawberry is something that Marysville does every year. They have a strawberry festival because they grow really well in that region. So we as a lodge actually participate in that festival. We have our own little trailer that we sell strawberry shortcakes out of every year. And that's one of the fundraisers that we were used to doing every year until the whole COVID nonsense hit. And then now we can't do that.
Right. Yeah, same thing, similar here in Seymour. We do the pumpkin festival. It's like, and then
the car show.
Car show, yeah. But the specific to the town is the pumpkin festival. So the strawberry festivals, yeah. Each town has their own little thing to do. The other side of the coin, and that I do not have a picture of. At least I don't think Rafferty took a picture of it.
The back side of the coin?
The back side of it, yes. Just curious, what is on that? And I noticed it's all in black, too.
It's logic, rhetoric, grammar, music, arithmetic, geometry, the tools of masonry.
Very cool. Oh, there it is.
There we go. I don't know if you've got a good view of that.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
It's right there on the camera.
Perfect. Yeah, very cool.
So given the fact that you guys aren't able to do these standard fundraisers that you do every year, is that sort of the genesis behind the challenge coin? Are you trying to raise funds for the lodge? Are you guys running into some issues there? What's going on?
Right. So me being not at the lodge or not having, that close connection because I moved to the other side of the mountains, I wanted to find a way to help my lodge, right? So one of the brothers, Brother Kyle, decided to kind of help out and put them online so we could sell them to the other brothers of the lodge or, anybody who wanted one. So my thought process was, well, we can't do other fundraisers, obviously. There's other things going on in the world that kind of is prohibitive to that. So I just blasted it out there on social media one day and said, here, this is my way of helping the lodge. Let's put these coins out here since we have a whole mess of them and see what we can come up with. Oh, and it's just taken off, and I absolutely love it. So that's my way of trying to contribute to the lodge.
Is it it's taken off in a big way? As like, people from all over the place are asking for these coins?
So I think it's taken off in a really good way. We've had, at last count, I think I counted 10 orders from various brothers from various walks and lodges all across the U.S., who had picked them up and said, here you go, brother, I'll help you out. Right. So, it's the whole COVID challenge that all of us are facing and running into. That's why it all started. So.
Yeah, I really think that, it's part of it is, I want to own a cool ass coin. But I think the other part of it is definitely brothers know that, especially when you have lodges that are, more well off than others. Like they can sustain this for however long. But there are other lodges that out there that are, maybe that might not necessarily be a small lodge, but, aren't as financially okay, I guess you could say. And then you'll have small lodges that are just small lodges and they don't bring in much income from dues and they struggle. So those are the ones that actually I feel really bad for, because they're in serious shit if this doesn't start getting off, getting over this COVID thing.
What do we do as Masons? We help each other out. Right?
That's exactly where I was going.
Brother Dan, to that end, where would our listeners or perhaps one of us go in order to acquire one of these beautiful coins?
So I put it up on Facebook page. I'll have to see if I can get you guys the link, but it's on Freemasons group that I put on Facebook and said, hey brothers, this is a coin that we put up to try to help raise funds.
Was that the Proud to be a Freemason page? Okay.
Actually trying to pull up the link so I can put it on the page right now, but I'm having a little trouble.
Yeah, so we'll see what we can do. We're going to see if we can link that post or share that post on our community page and see if we can get a little bit more exposure for you.
So I have this girl is, oh God, I can't remember. Like, what is that website? I can't.
Oh, this girl is, I saw
this girl is so, as in sewing, destructive.
So destructive.
Okay. Is that the website that they can get these coins from, or?
Yes.
Yes. Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
That's Brother Kyle. That's the site he put it up on to try to help us out.
Okay. Perfect.
We'll get a direct link to it, and we'll make sure we link to it from our page.
I'll put Joe or Kenny to work on that, because
on it, computer guys.
No, not only that. Somebody's not allowed to be on Facebook anymore.
Oh, also that. Yeah, you can't do it, can you?
No, I can't do anything anymore. They locked me out.
We got your back.
Thanks. I appreciate it, guys. So, what other community service things? So let's get off the whole COVID, all this crap and everything. What's other community service thing you guys have done in your lodge? What's something that your lodge and you give back to your community?
Well, we always so we've got a fundraiser we do every year to where we go in and we help out the local food bank. Mm-hmm. That's something that we always try to get in and do every year. The brothers are really big on that. Let's see. We also do a Masonic scholarship fund for the local high school kids. Mm-hmm. Basically, they've got to do a little Q&A sheet and write a short little essay, and we grade them based on their varying answers, and then we award the scholarship fund to them, $500 to $1,000 per kid.
Oh wow, cool. That's awesome. And how many kids? Is it just one a year? Or is it you do 3, 4, 5 kids?
Well, I think the last time we were actually able to do one, it was either 3 or 4 kids that we.
Oh, that's good.
We were able to help out.
Yeah, so. I think our lodge just did like a $2,000 nut and just dropped it to one kid, and there was a bunch of kids who. We the same thing. We did we took a bunch of different criteria,
like an application,
process.
Yeah. Our lodge does that too. It's usually one a year, I believe, is what we do. I think it's $1,000 scholarship to anybody from the local high school. I think it's any high school in the region. Actually, I don't think it's just the one that's down the street from our lodge. But yeah, that's one of the fun things to do when you're master of the lodge is hand out a scholarship to a kid that really deserves it, man. Like out of all the other things that you do, that one really makes you feel good about yourself.
So just go ahead, Joe.
Just real quick, the link to the site and the photos are currently up on the Freemasons podcast page for anyone interested in obtaining one.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
So totally off the Masonic topic question for you. And I swear to God, I'll string this all together and it'll make sense when I'm done. I swear. Maybe. I have to give a shout out to my daughter who took a shot at me the other day, but we'll talk about that. Talk about that offline. But one of the shows I watch is Mountain Men, and one of the guys who was in Idaho his name is George, which I'll lay into my daughter's smartass comment later. Okay. But looking at Idaho, it is just a freaking straight state of mountains. So my question is, what made you move to, from Washington to Idaho? again, we're out here in Connecticut, so it's it's all basically metropolis all the way up and down the East Coast. Flatlanders, yeah. There's nothing really. But is there a reason why you moved out there? Was it wanted to move out of Washington? I'm just curious, like for myself, because I've always said that once the kids are grown up, my ass is moving to Montana, deep in the woods with nobody else there. I'm right off to the sunset,
like Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah. Him. Hey.
Oh, it was the wife had family here, or has family here, excuse me. And we were consistently doing shotgun trips to and from Washington and Idaho, 4th of July and things like that, birthdays, whatever have you. And by shotgun trips, I mean, we'll go over and we'll spend 2-3 days and we'll bang, we're back over the pass and we're home. And, So finally I looked at her and I was like, let's just do it. Let's just move,
Awesome.
And then we've been thinking about it for the better part of 6 months to a year, maybe. And finally in May, we just did it. We bought a house over here and just moved.
Oh, very cool. I didn't know if it was job change or anything. I'm not trying to pry into your business. I love like watching that show Mountain Men. I love it because I love like watching like the guys who live in like Montana and like the northern Yak Valley and like just completely off the grid. Like that's where I want to go.
Well, the other portion of it kind of was a job change because we were doing self-storage over there in Marysville, and now I'm over here and I'm an insurance consultant. So.
Right. Oh, cool. So, what has your state? I'm assuming you still attend lodge and everything, and you said you're going to become a dual affiliate in this other lodge or whatever. But what is the criteria? Because I know what Connecticut made us do. The Grand Lodge made us all self-certify that we're COVID safe lodges or whatever the hell. I don't pay attention.
Well, you're going to follow the
rules of the game. What is it like Masonically over there, like in Washington State?
So none of the lodges, to my knowledge, are meeting in person still at all. It's everybody's doing these virtual meetings and we'll attend to our business, but there's nothing Masonic going on online outside of that. So, I mean, I'm hoping that they finally reopen and are able to do something, but as of now, it is what it is.
Yeah.
How about in Idaho? Is the situation any different there, or is it pretty much the same deal?
No, it's the same ball of wax. The only difference for me going from Washington to Idaho is AF and AM versus F and AM.
Yep.
So the work's going to be a scotch different for me.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they give you a ritual book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know. No, the reason I'm saying I know some states don't do it. I think Pennsylvania is one of them. They don't have ritual books. I mean, it's word of mouth.
Yep.
Here in Connecticut, they give you a freaking Masonic Bible about this thick, full of ritual work. So.
Looks like the little Bible that you find in the hotel room drawer. It's like that little pocket Bible.
Or the guys who come up to you. Boom!
They don't come up to my door.
They wouldn't come up to you. Actually, on that thing, I have something that we're on YouTube and we put up our things. And I'm not trying to make anybody famous, but somebody actually put a comment in one of our, which is pretty funny. We'll cover it later. But.
Okay, I was like, this is gonna hurt.
No, we'll talk about it later. But so what's next for you, Masonically, or once everything opens up, gonna jump back in the line with a new lodge, being that you're moved over in Idaho? Are you gonna take any appending bodies or do anything else of that nature?
So I'm definitely wanting to jump right back in line. If I have to start at Stu or wherever, then that's completely fine with me. I mean, like I said before, my preference is the senior deacon chair, and that's really what I'm aiming for. Right. And then, I was looking at a couple of different appendant bodies, kind of curious about them and see what's going on. I know they've got Scottish Rite over here. That's kind of piquing my interest a little bit. But the one that I really want to join is Widow Sons. I want to see what's there, kind of turn that leaf over.
We know some of those guys.
Might be able to introduce you. Yeah. So you have a bike then, obviously.
I don't currently, but I have ridden before. So
yeah,
that's kind of the interest.
Right.
Get the bike back and get back on the saddle and figure it out. So
yeah, they're an interesting group of fellas.
Yeah, we got a bunch of guys here in Connecticut that came up and have done a couple episodes with us, and we interviewed them.
How many we have?
Great brothers. The second time we had about like 8, which was slightly disconcerting because we're for all of our talk, we're not like tough guy looking folks, right? Like I would not last in a fight, and like you get these bikers, they all come up here and they just they're all sweethearts, like they're all brothers and they're all great guys, but they just look like you still have that like that reptile portion of the back of your brain is like, these guys are going to kill me. I should not be here. There's too many of them. But yeah, they're great guys, great club.
Me and Joe would be fine. Ken's a little tender. We'll go tender.
We'd at least throw him out there to slow them down. Give us a little bit of a head start.
Exactly.
And I'm little. I'm like a Nerf ball. You throw me out the window, I'll just bounce on the sidewalk and keep moving, right?
And I can't beat him in a sprint, but a long distance run, I'll take him. These guys can't keep up with me long distance.
No, probably not.
I'm like the gingerbread man.
Poor
can't
Ken.
catch me.
Why do you think?
Poor Ken. I run like 3 miles a day now.
Poor Ken. Why do you think he's on the outside of the table?
Oh, so then
that's the first one.
And you know what, Ken? Then you and I are going to be.
Yeah, you and I. Yeah, exactly.
See,
you don't run and you got little tiny legs.
Yeah, alligator.
You're right. I don't run. And that's why Ken's at the door. He's the biggest of the three of us. He's the tallest. So if anything happens, I mean, he's like our protective blanket, if you will.
Cannon fodder.
He's like a security blanket. And you're like Linus.
So obviously, Brother Dan, you hear how us three talk amongst each other as Masons. We break balls and everything. I imagine you had a similar relationship at your lodge with your brothers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like I said, I can't boast enough about my lodge and how great those guys are. We're all giving each other a hard time and drinking whiskey, and some of the brothers are even into cigars and stuff like that. I'm not a cigar fan, but I'll have the occasional glass of whiskey with you for sure. So
yeah,
it's great.
And that's one thing I do miss about Lodge. Luckily, I do have the podcast, with these guys here, these fine gentlemen, that we can come up here and break each other's stones every week, and Joe can pick on me for being small and whatever the hell we decide to do. Mm-hmm. But I think that's one thing that a lot of brothers do miss about Lodge is not having that camaraderie.
Yeah,
it kind of sucks.
And that's one thing, when you guys start meeting up again, it kind of goes away from you slowly. But as soon as you're back in a room with brothers, man, it comes back. It comes rushing back to you.
Except
you don't realize how much you've lost. Yeah, except Messner.
Messner is one of the brothers in our lodge. We pick on him all the time, so it's just
love you, Messner.
I really like you, Messner.
I'm quite fond of you.
So you have this coin. Is there a potential second one you guys are going to design if this takes off and can help bolster the lodge? Is this something that you guys are thinking maybe we'll do another one? Or,
I don't know. I really, really love the design of this one and the fact that the two brothers put it together and were able to actually bring it to fruition. I mean, that's outstanding in my book. Right. I'd like to see another one. I mean, if we can do another one. I don't know that the design necessarily needs to be anything different than what it is now, because it's, on the one side, it's 100% masonry, and on the front, it represents 100% of the lodge.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, it's perfect where it's at.
Yeah.
So,
well, hopefully you sell out and have to strike more and continue selling them at the very least.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And hopefully,
that'd be ideal. Yeah, that would be great.
And with it up on our page today, I'm sure you'll get a little boost from our listeners who
I hope so
love these types of things. So I would almost guarantee that you'll see a little boost in sales.
Yeah. Perfect example.
That'd be great.
Perfect example.
The other thing that'd be great is if I can get a couple of you brothers, because I'm a fan, like everybody else. I'm a fan of those coins and those lapel pins myself. By the time you go to lodge, you look like a 4-star general. Yep. You got them all in your suit jackets and everything, So, if I could see a lapel pin from you guys, if you guys have got something like that, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, yeah. We got lapel pins. They're now in the hands of Rafferty, so they don't even look at me like that.
Rafferty has them.
I think Joe might need to tell everyone.
I was going to say, for our guests, sometimes the Rafferty will send them out. For anybody else that wants one, you can join our Patreon for as little as $3 a month. And included in that is not only the exclusive Patreon content that George is slacking on, but also our Discord page where we have our online chat, our fantasy football chat room, bunch of different channels there. And part of joining Patreon, not only do you get access to those things, but you get a gold tone, the Freemasons podcast, The Pell Pin, all for as little as $3 a month on Patreon.
We'll get one out to you free, though.
Yes, we will.
It's just a good opportunity to make a plug.
Yeah, Joe does our shameless plugs. But what was I going to say? I really hope that your sales are going to take off. And perfect example, I would say, is a lot of our really hardcore listeners. Excuse me. A lot of our hardcore listeners are very much charitable brothers and listeners. And perfect example is that little girl Mackenzie, Miss Illinois.
Oh yeah.
She was selling
Little Miss Illinois.
She was selling bracelets for the Shriners Hospital, and I think after our recording with her, her sales basically went off the roof, including all the way out from Australia.
Yeah, she had to hire more people to make wristbands. It was
yes.
Get all of her friends involved.
That's a good problem to have. Yeah.
So get ready.
So if you're listening, if the listeners are listening to this, help a lodge out, help a brother out.
Yep.
Even if you're not a Mason, buy a challenge coin. You can hold the challenge coin, right? You don't have to be military to have military challenge coins, right? No. Get a challenge coin.
So. Get a challenge coin.
Also might even put a little feather in your cap, too. If you go to apply for a lodge, like, hey, I got this challenge coin because I helped out a Masonic lodge in Washington.
Yeah.
Just saying. It doesn't hurt, right? Nope. Means when they do the background check, you're screwed anyway. But I mean, you get my point, though. Like,
guard the West Gate.
But all right, brother Danny, we are going to let you go. But it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for coming on, and love to have you again.
Well, here's one little tip before we go. Just one thing before we let you go. We actually just had one of our listeners attempt to purchase one of your coins. And must have hit the button twice and bought two. So, thank you, brother Rob Fowler. He just bought two of your coins. So
awesome. All right, brother Dave. We're gonna let you go, but before we do,
we charging and aligning again?
Damn right we are.
Okay.
You going with this?
Yeah, we'll go with that. I don't mind the Canadian Club.
It's just warm.
Seals don't like it, but I like it.
Baby Seal walks into a bar. Bartender says, "What will you have?" Anything but a Canadian Club on the rocks.
Oh, that's just
such a shitty joke, but it is funny.
It's like my favorite joke.
We're gonna have PETA after us now. Facebook and
PETA Daigle?
PETA Daigle. That's how his name's pronounced too.
Oh, all right, brothers.
Hold on.
Oh, he did everyone but himself. That's a true Mason.
I am my brother's keeper.
There you go.
To brother Daniel Osburn for his challenge coins, and good luck to you, sir. And thanks for being a good sport and coming on the show. Brethren, right hand to arms.
To arms.
Ready. Aim. Fire. Good fire. Fire all. Together, brothers. Vivat. Thank you, brother. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Good luck with everything.
Good luck.
Yes, good luck.
Thank you so much.
All right, brother. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Man, cool idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are no longer on with brother Danny. Cool idea, though.
Yeah, great idea.
Challenge coins are popping off right now. You're absolutely right, Joe. I'm seeing more and more brothers showing them off at lodge and stuff. They're becoming very, very popular.
It's something different. It's almost one of those things where I think you can take the challenge coin and George, correct me if I'm wrong, but the initial concept of a challenge coin in the military is you carry one around with you, and like if you're out at a bar or something, you challenge another person. And if they can't produce a challenge coin, they have to buy you a drink. Is that how it works?
Correct.
Something along those lines?
Yes.
So think about that, and think about how we have things like the traveling trowel.
Yeah,
like you could almost use a challenge coin in a way of getting other brothers to come to your lodge.
Right.
Or like using it and leveraging it in that way, and it could turn to be a fun game, kind of like when we used to go out and blitz lodges. We wouldn't tell the secretary, anybody that were coming, but we'd get 20 brothers to just go to a lodge one night and watch people freak out as 20 people were coming through the door and they're going to introduce all visiting brethren. Yeah. But you can actually, leverage that, and
it's a tool of engagement.
Have some fun. Absolutely.
It's a fun game.
Pocket pool.
Getting your own apron.
Oh,
getting your own apron. That's like. Some people get their own aprons, like we all talk about our bling aprons. Joe's got the Ric Flair
robe of aprons.
Try introducing brothers that you can't understand what their aprons are. This is most right worshipful brother. No, just brother.
Just got a really fashionable,
like my purple one that doesn't have a purse on it, but my jewel with the heart satchel. I like to call it a satchel.
It's a satchel.
It's a European man bag.
You mean that's the like the jewel that's on the front?
Yeah. Well, it's not on my apron, but the actual jewel. I just have the plain. It's just the plain purple. But
if I may,
I like that.
You may.
If I may, shame on the Grand Lodge for getting that as their jewel. What I would have done is like the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase necklace,
like the big dollar sign
when he walks in. Money, 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 money. Right?
I think it's a pretty standard design for almond. I don't think it was like our jurisdiction came up with it.
Is it really?
Sure. Yeah, that's the standard almond.
I'm gonna bling you out. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get it. I'm actually going to get that.
You can have one of each.
Turn it into a money bag.
Giant.
Like
dollar sign. That's going to be your jewel, and I'll make you wear it everywhere you go.
You're not the boss of me.
Do it.
I had one of those as part of a Halloween costume, and I got rid of it. I wish I didn't.
Like what?
You're going to get Joe
like the big dollar sign. Yeah, the big. It was like metal too. It was really.
You're going to get Joe like a gold grill too, so he can walk in the lodge,
like Flavor Flav.
And then I'll get him like a handful of like fake money, so like when he walks in the lodge, you can just start
make it rain.
Make it rain dollar bills.
Like the Joker, right? In the
actually,
Batman, where he's just taking money out of the
even better.
Hubba hubba, who do you love?
Get me a bunch of challenge coins, and I'll make it rain with those. People, it'll be like hail. I'll make it hail with challenge coins. People get dinged on the head with it. Well, down goes Mister.
How do we degrade to this conversation? Oh my God! No,
it doesn't take much to knock us offline.
Yeah, how would we not?
I mean, we're still on we ended up back on the topic of challenge coins.
It's a circle.
But we're talking about making it hail with challenge coins. Just the visual of that.
I'm just picturing Joe with like, with like the pimp glasses on. You know, what I'm talking big purple glasses, purple apron, with a big giant Ted DiBiase,
big sweet hat with a feather.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Nice. We can make this
with the walking cane with the amber on the top, like the guy in freaking Jurassic Park.
Remember, I think I might actually have a big sombrero hat with a feather in it from an old Captain Hook costume.
Halloween's coming up. I'm just saying, we got to start thinking about that.
I think we should do.
I think we should go back to our original plan from last year that Ken fucked up.
Which one is that?
The Gilligan's Island one. Or then we changed it.
I don't see how I fucked up. I was the only one that came dressed up like a Gilligan's Island character.
Then we changed it, and you didn't.
Yeah, and nobody told me.
That was funny. That was really funny. I was
showed up looking like Dr. Jones.
He actually came as a really good professor. Really good professor.
Yeah, I'm not going.
Out of costume, Dr. Jones.
Yeah, I'm not going to dress up like whatever you guys say. I'm just going to do my own thing this year.
I think we play with them. We'll do like we'll be like, we're gonna dress up as bikers for Halloween. We're all gonna be bikers, but then me and you will show up in like like an actual like bicycle.
I think I'm gonna go Canadian tuxedo.
Make myself up like the Borg. I think.
And
what are we doing for Halloween? Gotta do something.
I don't know.
Dude, the day Friday. So we'll be here the night before.
I'm closing on my house the day after Halloween.
Right? No, I think
I am not doing
too crazy.
I'm not doing the whole Dance Macabre devil. That
was kind of cool though. That was very.
It was cool until everybody on Discord started calling me a freaking panda for weeks on end. So I'm upset with that shit.
You look like Johnny Lawrence from Karate Kid. Remember they
get a body bag.
That's how they all dressed up for Halloween. They all dressed up.
You should do a Karate Kid.
And I've actually also
could be Mr. Miyagi.
Could be Mr.
Miyagi. Why is that?
Because you're small.
Because you're a little guy.
Okay. You also kick the shit out of everybody in the show. It's those.
Not everybody. He's dead now.
Oh, what the hell? That's screwed up.
But Halloween is on Saturday the 31st, so we will be recording on the 29th. So I'd say we should dress up that night.
All right. Are we disclosing what we're going to be? You should definitely dress up as a Borg.
I mean, I think it's an ambitious project right there. I don't know if I can swing that.
Not wearing a leprechaun costume. I've already done that.
I'll talk to my wife. She's the makeup expert.
All over Discord.
I say it's a surprise.
You know what pisses me off, though?
And then our listeners vote as to who has the best costume.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right.
I like that. All
right. So it doesn't piss me off, but you know what's creepy?
Sure it does.
Our Discord guys, and I'll explain why. Our boys in Discord
are creepy.
Have saved pictures.
Oh my God! Yes.
For over a year now.
Yeah, they've done that for all of us.
Well, Joe Schultz posted one of me that he stole off my Instagram from a year and a half ago.
You think one of them probably has
pictures
all those pictures pasted inside their
a little shrine?
Yeah,
like they have an FMP shrine
in their closet
with
their
candles
bedroom,
and stuff.
Maybe they're playing the Buffalo Bills song. Then.
Hopefully, they don't pull a David Carradine while doing that.
It's
dark. Look it up.
Somebody's going to your barber shop and saving all your ginger hair that falls on the floor so that they can make a little.
It's terrible. That they There's a little doll and there's a little Raggedy Ann made out of my hair.
So hopefully our I don't even know what you want to call this plastic over here. What did you call it last time?
Kill room.
Kill room. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like American Psycho. And he's getting ready to kill everybody.
Hopefully that'll be gone by next week. So
that's good to know.
If not, I'll be calling Perry.
If not, we should turn it into a movie screen and projection.
I kind of like it.
Remember our botched Mystery Theater 3000 episode?
I was actually thinking about
that. That was such a great concept.
It was really a great concept. We just didn't have the tech for it then.
The script went off. We actually did a great job. You just couldn't hear any of the audio.
Couldn't hear any of the audio.
Sucked, man.
To this day, we still use. I gotta pee.
Yeah.
That could be on a T-shirt or a bumper sticker or something.
Yeah. One of the things so I had a request actually from somebody, and I just want to make them. I want to make them famous because they reached out to me on Anchor, which really doesn't get much.
On Anchor, wow, yeah, you don't get too many.
I don't get too many from there,
but that is our root podcast platform. It's what everything else distributes from.
And it's Ryan Every. He was talking about allegory and song lyrics. I would love to dive into that.
Okay.
At some point, we will definitely be tackling that, and I definitely want to maybe touch on some esoteric again.
Yeah, definitely. I think some of our listeners have requested that. So, actually, just starting Brother Jamie Paul Lamb's book regarding the middle chamber. So I'm just getting started with that, and hopefully, we'll have some insight coming out of that.
That'll be a good one for you to talk about, given that you know the lecture.
Love that.
And
reading a book about it.
One of the things I want to dive into is basically Masonic Freemasonry and its geometric patterns and stuff.
Yeah. Sacred geometry.
Sacred geometry.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
We might have done an episode on that a long time.
But I want to tie it into Sumeria.
Okay.
The ziggurats, for example. Look at a ziggurat.
I thought you were gonna say you wanted to dive into a river made of chocolate or something like that.
I mean, yeah,
who wouldn't?
Some people will get that.
We'll leave it alone. We're gonna leave it alone.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Oompa Loompa. Small.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming.
I feel like we should have Oompa Loompas come out every month.
You should be an Oompa Loompa.
We'll
get you some spray tan and a Joker wig to make it green, and you need white overalls.
No, it's got to be a surprise. I think we're ruining all of
the
surprises here.
It'll be a surprise.
In a world of mispronunciation.
I got one for you, bastard.
Mispronunciation. That's quality.
That's a good one.
That's good.
That's right. However, Ken is losing right now in fantasy, which makes me.
I haven't looked at the score recently.
I'll do it for you. Hold on.
Yeah.
We'll give a quick sports update. In the first half of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers New Orleans Saints game, Tom Brady has not only got his first touchdown, but also his first interception.
Awesome.
Good. Did he shed his first tear yet?
To many more interceptions
after the interception.
So it's 93 to 47.
Cam Newton played well today.
93%.
93.
90, that's a score.
0.7 to 47.
That's a score.
What's the probability on the matchup screen?
I actually dropped. I'm at 129, and he's at 129. 12.
But underneath that, it should
What's
have
the
a
percentage?
the projected
I have a
percentage.
73%, and Ken has a 27%.
Wow, that's dry. It was
Yeah.
pretty much neck and neck. It was 50-50 when the game started.
When I
today,
checked
so.
it before we started recording, it was 81 to like 12.
Yeah, see, I hadn't looked at it. I was driving. Yeah, I mean, whatever. It's it's statistics, and your statistical models are going to be pretty variable until you get close to the end of the last game for the week, right? So
I'm kidding, Ken. Go ahead. I'm kidding. Go ahead. That was me.
you just wait.
See, while you're doing that,
My starters, they're going to come through.
the wheels in my head are spinning. How we could do this theme
Until Tuesday.
for the Freemason podcast. Ken would look best in, I think, the Willy Wonka top hat and
Mhm.
everything. You can be an Oompa Loompa.
Mhm.
Raph can be Violet when she blows up and is all big. Just make him purple. He'll look more like Grimace.
Blueberry, yeah.
Or we can go McDonald's thing. He could be Grimace. You can be like the Hamburglar. You could be like Ronald.
Oh God, I don't want to be Ronald. He's
I could be like
creepy as
Mayor
shit.
McCheese or whatever.
Everybody wants to be Mayor McCheese.
So,
your kids can come and be like the little dancing chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that idea.
that's a good one, actually. Just on a side note,
Probably
talking about how in Discord we have our own fantasy football league and everything. We are actually, I don't know if we talked about it. We said that the reason why we're doing the fantasy football things, we're actually raising money for charity.
Yeah, it's all the entry
Mm-hmm.
money. All we will win if we win is bragging rights, and all the money raised will be.
That's
going
all I
to
care
charity.
about is talking shit. That's all I want to do.
I'm just really happy for Lee Musikoff because it looks like he's going to beat me today, and for the first time in his life, he's a winner.
No, that's messed up. Yeah, the bottom line is like all of these guys have great charity ideas. We talked a little bit earlier about where we would donate the money if we took it out, and I love all those ideas. So really,
So what's the
We
pot
all
up
win,
to right
right?
now? What's the pot up to?
it's 240, I believe. 240 or 220.
It's got to be a little bit more because I believe there's 12 teams. It's 20
times
apiece,
12,
but then
yeah.
some people paid and made a donation even though they weren't playing. So I bet you it's at least 250, 260. Will probably be
And
close.
I
to,
mean, whatever. It's to a charity, so I
Should
really
we
don't
talk
care.
about
But Danny
what
Collins,
Danny did? Yeah.
yeah, he actually said that if a Brit wins,
yeah,
he'll match it.
he'll match it.
Yep.
I think there should
So
also be
charity.
little side bets, like
Hats
little
off to
trash
him,
talking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should do some.
We do a little side bet, and if like the loser puts more into the pot, so you and I make a bet, I beat you head to head, and you got to put another 10 into the pot or something like that.
but it all goes to that charity.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good idea.
We'll
So
talk
we're
about
gonna
it.
Get it up to like we might be able to get it up to like $500 or something.
Talked about it on Discord.
So
All right, Bryce, what do you think?
I think it's time.
I think it's
talked
time.
enough.
We've talked enough.
Yes, it's over.
Again, I want to thank Brother Danny Osburn for popping on and talking to us. I think it's a great idea what he's doing with his challenge coin. We wish him the best. If you're listening and you're a Mason and your lodge is well off or you're well off, help a brother out.
Or you like
Help a
challenge
lodge.
coins.
And share
Or you
I-
like challenge
Share
coins.
ideas. Just real quick
Share
before we
ideas,
sign
yeah.
off, I just want to give a quick shout out to my mother lodge, Ashlar Aspetuck Lodge number 142 in Easton, who yesterday pulled off probably the largest event that's happened at our lodge since it was the Grange back in like the 30s or 40s. So we threw an Easton
Really?
town party. We had over 300 Easton residents at this party. We had live
Wow.
bands. Did a great thing. Everybody was social distanced, spread apart outside on our front green. Really successful event. So shout out to the brothers there and work with brother Mark Zuccarella, his wife Jody, and brother Steve Tramposh that really were the brain trust in all this and pulled it off. Extremely successful.
Not easy to do this
Very
during these troubling times either.
So-
So
Involve your
Nice
communities, guys. They're aching for something to do.
Absolutely.
So.
All right, brothers, let's shut it down. For the Freemasons podcast, I'm Right Worshipful Brother George Mudrick signing off.
Worshipful brother Joe signing off.
and Worshipful Brother Ken signing off.
Have a good night.
Night.
Jesus.
I don't do it right. It always sounds
you
weird
do it
when I do it.
You do it great. That
It's like, oh, who's that creepy guy over there?